I butter not believe it.
He's a quarterback. He's a running back. But they both use their legs.
Lies. You better not.
You better not.
Listen to me.
They're going to get some dogs. There's no question.
I feel like they're going to go one offense, one defense.
Yeah. Coming up on the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek, it is draft week, my friend.
Cannot wait to see who's going to be a new commander.
It's going to be awesome. Plus, we're going to play a spirited game of You Butter Believe It.
You better not believe
Something like that. Also, Logan's going to be here and Jayden Daniels trivia. Anna's has got us all mixed up.
Yeah, she really does.
Welcome inside the Big Bear AI Command Center studios. It is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. Find tickets to Commanders games and more. SeatGeek, it's draft week. Fred Smoot, Michael Jenkins, what's up, brother?
What's up with you, brother? You getting drafted this week, too. You know
man,
what I'm saying?
permanently.
You're going into the permanent draft. Congratulations. How do you feel?
You know what? I actually feel great. I'm excited.
I want to tell you and Lady Catherine, congratulations,
Thank you.
brother, because this is the end game.
This is it.
This is it right here. You putting on that infinity gauntlet. Once you put it on, it's
Infinity
forever
gauntlet.
now. It's forever.
It'll be on Saturday. So
Yeah.
this time next week, we will be on the islands.
Like I say, you're giving away your last name.
Yeah.
I told you my ex-wife gave my last name back. Hopefully you have a better chance than I did, brother. Most definitely. But I want to say
appreciate you, man.
congratulations to
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Like I told Anna, I'm going to drink about 10 pounds worth of pina coladas. That's
You
the
should.
plan.
You should, man. Listen, I always tell people, don't spend all the money on the wedding.
Right.
Spend the money on the marriage.
Yes.
Like a lot of people want that day. That day is for everybody else. But the marriage is for y'all.
Yes.
So that's what I say, brother.
I appreciate you, man, very much. Also, you can email us, WashingtonGetLoud@gmail.com, or you can call us 703-726-7419. Like and subscribe. Please hit the bell. And like I was saying at the top of the pod, this is draft week, so we're going to have live coverage at Northwest Stadium. Starts at 7 o'clock. We're going to be live on X,
Yep.
Facebook, YouTube, you name it. We're going to be covering this draft from start to finish. Number 7 overall pick. We started 7. I'm excited.
Show your face in the place. I see you at Northwest Stadium. It should be jumping. It should be erupting. We're waiting on the name, a first and a last name, to see who going to get picked at 7. It should be fun. I see you there.
Also, you know what's fun about this draft is that some years you kind of know what's going to go down. This year, it's a little top heavy, and outside of Mendoza, we don't know what's going to happen.
All we know is the Raiders already
Yes.
took the board to the front, told the commissioner, Fernando Mendoza. So the draft starts at number 2, Jinx. The
Yes, it does.
draft starts with the New York Jets. And it's so funny how both New York teams got 2 first-round draft picks.
Oh, that's right.
Both New York teams, the Giants and the Jets.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we are.
Before we get to that,
Yeah.
now I know you were at Tana's golf event last
Yeah, I
week.
did on my birthday.
That looked great. I was looking at the pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
Anna had a really cool thing where she was testing all the food
Yeah.
at the tournament and
Yeah.
going out taking care of the
And B.
barbecue,
Mitchell
all that
Finley
stuff.
put one of my swings on X, and now everybody was hitting me up, talking trash about my swing.
I don't think I've seen you swing.
Listen, I was swinging it so good, and then they put the cameras on me, and I got a bad swing, and that's all they gonna remember.
Wait, were you thrown off because of the cameras? They just catch like a bad swing.
Nah, it was the pressure, because they was like, we finna film you.
Okay.
And I'm usually very good under pressure.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't. Swing was terrible. I have been swinging it all day, Smoot DeChambeau, and that one I couldn't get it in.
You know what? When I was a kid, I was in this junior golf tournament. I could play a little bit when I was a kid. It was a long time ago. But I remember I was a little late to the first tee, and I felt the pressure. And I see all these cameras on me.
Yeah.
I got the driver. I look, and then I see this ball dribbling right in front of me about
Yeah.
10 yards. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
man, that was
You
not
got to
good.
come to my golf tournament then.
Well, that's why I asked.
Yeah, you got to come to my golf tournament. It's going to be at 1757 golf course. It's going to be May 4th, and it's for the benefit of the Bridge of Love Foundation, which my Bridge of Love is this. Cancer took my mom from me, so I'm fighting it to the end.
Yeah.
You also won a battle with
Yes.
it. All right, so I'm fighting cancer to the end, and it also goes, the charity also goes to anybody that's been in the military. I believe in taking care of the
Yes, you
people
do.
that take care of me. So we're going to fight cancer, and we're going to build up the former military.
You're a good man. May the 4th, 1757 Golf Club.
Yep.
Bridge of Love Foundation.
Yes.
And that's going to be a great event. Also a great event, last week's uniform reveal. Oh, my God.
So good. And they gave me a Smoot jersey. It feels so
They
good.
did?
Yeah, they gave me a honorary Smoot jersey. You know, I wore the old jersey.
Yeah.
So it felt like home for me. It felt like, you know, right, this is what it should look like. And the fans were blown away by the jersey. Fell in love with the black ones, which I knew they would, because they are different. They are how you would think our black jerseys should look. Like they look like Washington.
Right.
And the helmet is just.
The spear going through the W, man.
I was
I'm
born
telling you.
like 25 years too early. Right? Because I'm supposed to be rocking them.
I mean, those things are clean.
They are fresh. So the jerseys are here. We got our identity back.
Yes.
And I think that's what that did
That's exactly
for the
right.
fan base was that's what we used to look like. That's what we still look like. We got our identity back. Hopefully, it's championship identity.
Yes.
Hopefully, we got that back.
It's like I told a buddy of mine on Instagram. I was like, it feels like coming home again.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, I know this. This feels like home. And especially with us going back to RFK here in a few years, like it's just all coming
like
together.
everything coming full
Yeah.
circle. Like
Yeah.
everything going back to where it should be. Back in the city of Washington, D.C. Back in the real burgundy and gold. Like really real burgundy and gold. And the spirit just so fine.
Yeah.
It's just fine.
And also, like you say, real burgundy, because the old white jerseys, they kind of had that color that wasn't real burgundy. It was just kind of off a little bit.
It's like when you had that discussion on Easter. Should I wear this fuchsia? Should I wear this baby blue?
Right.
What's the...
I'd wear some baby blue.
That's
back in the
what
day.
I'm saying. So that's what it was. I think we tried to make it hot and electric
Yeah.
when we didn't want hot and electric.
Right.
We wanted good old burgundy and gold. Just
Yeah.
don't change it.
And that's what, and I think this is a new helmet, right, Anna?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, new Get
Yes.
Loud. Look at this.
Yes. Most definitely.
Gold
Back to the
face
burgundy and
mask.
gold
Yeah.
that I put on my face.
That's what matters, man.
This is what I looked
Yeah.
out of. All right.
It looks good, man.
Yeah,
This looks
most
real good.
definitely.
Look at that
Welcome
bad boy.
home.
I glanced over. I was like, wait a second. I think this helmet's new as
No,
well.
no. Welcome home.
Yeah. So, a couple headlines before we get to the draft. We're going to bring in Logan, talk with him, ask him some questions because these things evolve. That's what's interesting too about the draft is you could feel one way a few weeks ago, and all of a sudden you look at tape, you have interviews, you talk to different GMs, whatever it is, and then those opinions start to change based on need, trades. Part of that is the Bengals and Giants trading. So Sexy Dexy is going to Cincy.
Cincinnati is trying to make a run for it right now. Don't forget they signed John Allen.
That's
They're
right.
trying to fix that defense. They understand they have a playoff offense over there and a Super Bowl quarterback, and they are trying to. I guess they said at pick number 10, we can't find a Dexter Lawrence. That's
Right.
basically what
And
they
they
said.
can't.
And no, it's not one in this draft.
Right.
So most definitely, like, and that's why I tell people all the time, the one thing about the draft, and I hate to say this, out of the 32 people that's going to be picked in the first round, half of them will stink.
Isn't that crazy to think about? I
It's-
mean, I know, like, it's one of those things that you say and you think about it, like, that's what, but it's true.
It's true.
It's
And
absolutely true.
This is every year. Just because somebody is good at college football, don't make them good at pro football.
That's
I know they look like the same product, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're playing on two different stages. All right? Where you were the first-class athlete on the field, when you step into an NFL locker room, it's 53 first-class athletes in here. Now, what's going to separate you? Is it going to be your study habits?
Yeah.
Is it going to be your football IQ? Is it going to be your work ethic? Is it going to be how fast you soak up knowledge from vets? It's going to be all a mixture of everything. As much as I want to say it's some guarantees in this draft, I hate to tell you, nobody's guaranteed.
Nobody.
That's why I always tell these people that love the draft so much, ain't nothing guaranteed in the draft besides you're going to call somebody's name. That's it.
That's right.
Other than that, you don't know if your first rounder going to be better than your seventh rounder.
It was just crazy for me to watch him get so offended. And it's like you were saying, that's because deep down he knows it's the truth.
It hurt.
Yeah.
It's like being a musician and you're a one-hit wonder.
Right.
I got to play this one song for the rest
And
of
the
my
thing is,
life.
It's gonna be the encore or the last song we play.
We don't want to hear none
right.
of your other song.
Right. It's the only
we
one.
want to hear Milli Vanilli. That's what we want to hear. We don't want to hear nothing else. We don't want to hear song that you feel like It's your
Right.
masterpiece.
Right.
No, you got one song. I want to hear that.
And they come out. We're promoting a new album. No.
No.
We don't want to hear none of that. No.
What are they singing? Like, this when you know you got one hit.
Right.
Because you come out and you're going to try to play like 3 songs and nobody like
Yeah. And that's when you say, like, hey, I'm going to get a drink. Walk out.
Yeah.
You wait. Take your time. Come on back.
No, it's part of it. Sometimes you have to live your truth. When you do these jobs that people watch you grow in front of them, which is sports, you watch me in high school, you watch me in college, you watch me in the league. When you do these things, they see your growth rate.
Yeah.
And you can't run from the public. Like a lot of guys I played with, they probably didn't have what they want to call a storybook career. And they might look back on their career with some disdain.
Sure.
All of us feel like it's something that was missing out of, especially if you ain't win no Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, it's something missing. But to each his own. I say, set your plateau where you want to set it at and go for your goals.
What does this mean for the Bengals? And by the way, isn't it about time they worked on that defense? Because they do have a generational quarterback in Joe Burrow.
It's about time they spent money, period.
Yeah, right. It is about time.
Cincinnati. The only thing good right now in Cincinnati is Skyline Chili.
You like Skyline chili?
I love it.
Do you? I think it's
I'm addicted to it.
Really?
I think it's the best chili out there.
You think Skyline chili is the best?
Why is that shocking you?
Because I'm from Texas.
So what you think is the best?
Texas chili. I like. I've had different chilies from different areas, but Skyline is kind of like watery to me.
Skyline chili has this sweet taste.
Yes, it's
to
like
it.
sweet. Yeah.
And I enjoy the sweet taste to it. Now, here go the question with the Skyline chili.
Okay.
Do you like it? I like mine on chili dogs. All right?
Okay.
Some people do it with pasta. Do you not know that? Like, that's the way you're supposed to eat Skyline chili on pasta.
I was not aware of that.
Yes, on pasta, that's how they eat the chili in Ohio. But I like mine on chili dogs or chili and cheese nachos.
Oh, now.
And they bang.
Oh, man.
They bang.
That
right? They bang. So if I'm going to spend $10 on some chili, it's going to be Skyline chili.
What does it? Okay, we're talking about the Bengals.
Yeah.
What does this mean for the Giants now, who suddenly have the number 10? Now they have 2 picks in the top 10.
That scares me.
Yeah.
That scares me because what do they are they at 4 or 5?
I think they're at 5.
They're at 5.
They're 5 and 10.
They're at 5
Yeah,
and 10.
Titans are at 4.
They have a chance to get 2 freakish players. That's scary. In the first round?
Yeah.
Just, I hope they don't do it because you know how much I love Jeremiah Love. But they could literally lead this draft with Jeremiah Love and Mansur Delaney. They
could.
They could lead.
They're going to get some dogs. There's no question.
I feel like they're going to go 1 offense, 1 defense.
Yeah.
Now, if I was them, if I was the GM, I'm going offensive tackle
Okay.
with the first pick.
Would you?
And with the 10th pick, then I'm getting best player available.
Okay. So like Maui Noah?
Yeah,
Or Fano.
Fano. Like, so it's guys out there, but I would have to protect Jackson Dart first.
I mean, you're not wrong. And also, you can never go wrong protecting your quarterback if he's your guy.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
So I think, all right, go offensive lineman, and with the 10th pick, now it's best player available or whoever want to wheel and deal.
And you know the Cowboys are going to move up as well.
I don't know what Jarrah got playing right now. But
Jarrah.
I'm going to tell you the one thing about Jarrah. When he get quiet, I get worried.
Okay, yeah. That's actually, you're not wrong.
When Jarrah get quiet, I get worried.
Yeah, why is this guy talking? He's always talking.
Like, what's going on, Jarrah? What you got cooking down there? So I gets worried when Jerry gets quiet, and Jerry ain't been talking the last month or so. Now, you'll always be like, we got something for you. Like, because he's selling it to his fan base.
Right.
And the one thing I know about Jerry Jones, he can sell water to a well. I'm telling you that now, all right? I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous.
They're going to trade up against Sonny Styles. You keep hearing that. And also, it feels a massive position of need. It makes sense.
No, they got Overshawn.
To me, their defense gave up, 31.4 points per game last year?
I think it had a lot to do with the defensive coordinator. All right, I'm just going to be honest. Because they have talent. They got talent on that defense. Don't forget they got Quentin Williams last year.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget Overshawn was hurt, came back. All right, they got defensive, like they got some dudes. All right, Ravel didn't even play much last year. The Cowboys got a roster. The only question the Cowboys gonna have to answer is, can Dak Prescott be a playoff Super Bowl quarterback?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And what they gonna do with George Pickens? Because I don't think he gonna sign.
Yeah.
I don't think he gonna sign it.
I think it's going to be Styles. You keep hearing that. And also because he's kind of a hybrid. Remember, he started his career as safety,
yeah.
right? And spun down. So because he is so versatile, I feel like they could play him all over the place.
The last guy to go from safety to linebacker to be a All-Pro and Hall of Famer was Brian Urlacher.
That's right, New Mexico.
And he found a way to grow his hair back, and that's why I call him Superman.
That's right, he did.
That's my dude.
Remember the first time you saw him with hair, you're like, who is that?
I don't know. I asked him at the Super Bowl. What happened? Like, usually a guy go bald. This is who you are for the rest of your life.
You don't go bald first.
Yes, he went bald first.
Right.
And then he came back like, and it's back.
Right.
Like, no. How did this happen? But most definitely moved from safety. People don't even know. Urlacher used to return kicks.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
Yes, in New Mexico.
Oh, my God.
So, yes. And guess who I got Sonny Styles comped at? Brian Urlacher.
That's a good. I'd forgotten all about that.
6'4", Sonny Styles 6'5".
Yeah.
Both of them ran 4.40s.
Yeah.
Yes, they are the same.
That's a good call.
So it's scary to think that they could be in Dallas. Scary.
So let's talk about this draft class since we're going here. It appears to be a drop off after you keep reading this after 11 or 12,
15. I would say 15.
I think I've heard Logan talk about that as well. That once you get past those cadre of picks, then all of a sudden there's a drop off. So if Washington potentially trades back, they don't want to trade back too far, right?
It depends.
I mean, unless they have their eye on someone.
I've been saying it depends. Like how you got guys slotted. Like I always tell people, you don't need in a draft. You don't need all 32 teams to think you're special. You need one team.
That's right.
That's it.
And that's like with any job.
No,
you just need one person to be like, I like you.
Yeah, that's like relationships.
Right.
I need one person to think that I'm special and to give me a chance. Yeah. And that's what the draft is. Once you got your eye on a person that you're like, this is a lock for our roster. This dude can make our roster that much better.
Yeah.
And it got to be more than just talent. It got to be something else you bring it to the table to make them say, this is our guy. If you're picking high like 7, you want to lead with a freakish football player.
Yes.
And if you feel like all the freakish football players are gone, you're going to try to back up out of 7.
Yeah.
And now you want more shots at it. Because if I can't get one of the 5, 6 freakish players, I'm going to try to get as many players as I can.
Yeah.
So now it's about the amount of players I get. And don't forget, we don't have a second-day pick right now. So that's what we got to get.
It's funny. I always think about this when you talk about one person needing to have your back. And all it takes sometimes one person who doesn't like you can fall. But at my old job back when I was on TV at NBC Sports Washington, my general manager, and she called me into her office, and we were pretty tight. And she was like, listen, upper management doesn't know what to think about you.
Yeah.
They're not sure about you. They don't know about your sense of humor. They're not sure. She goes, but I like you. She goes, I get you. She goes, so you do your thing. Don't worry about them. I'll handle them.
Thank you.
Which was the best thing. She was like,
one person. You didn't need all 5.
Right.
You needed one person to vouch for you.
Yeah. She was like, I got you.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's all it is. I love that.
That's what the draft is.
Where do you want Washington to go with, or where do you want them to go at 7? Who's your ideal pick? And we'll talk about this in the draft as well.
Ideal pick, the guy that I think could set the roster on fire. And this, I hate to say this, but as I look into the future, Smoostradamus.
Here we go.
Jayden and Jeremiah.
Oh, that sounds like
that's a hell of a rock band, right? That's a hell of a rock band right there, ain't it? Jayden and Jeremiah.
He's a quarterback. He's a running back, but they both use their legs.
Listen
Jayden and Jeremiah, 8/7 Central, Mondays on ABC.
That's love. That's love right there. It's just, who are you gonna stop? Like, as a former defensive guy, we always start with the quarterback. But I remember playing Peyton Manning. And they had Marvin Harrison,
Reggie Wayne,
Edgerrin James.
And Edgerrin in the backfield.
All right. So when we had to play them, we know we got to start with Peyton But like the coordinator said, we got to stop EJ first.
Yeah.
And then we got to deal with the problem of Peyton and Marvin Harris
By the way,
and Dallas Clark.
when you talk about great running backs, does Edgerrin get lost in the mix when you talk about great running backs?
You know why? I think EJ gets lost. He don't get lost with me.
No, I know with the pros he doesn't.
Yeah, because people never bring him up as the best when he had no weaknesses.
Right.
Catch, run, pass block, everything. I don't know why. I think he gets lost because Peyton was so big.
That has to be it, right? Like he is such a huge personality.
Yeah.
Also one of the greatest quarterbacks. You forget, oh, by the way.
They had Andrew James.
Right.
But it's just Peyton takes all the oxygen out the room.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, tell me 5 running backs that ran for New England when Tom was there. They got lost under Tom.
Yeah.
Kevin Falk was one of the best, right? At catching the ball out the backfield for them. But then they had a lot of more dudes also.
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount, one of the best playoff running backs of all time.
Right.
He gets lost in the shuffle because Tom soaks all the air out the room.
That's so fun. LeGarrette was a dude in regular season, and then he just run over cats in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, just
right.
some clicks.
Yes.
Like some dudes will just play off big game James. All right, Robert Ory. That's who LeGarrette Blount is. Robert Ory. Playoff? Oh, I'm ready.
My time. It's my time.
It's my time to shine.
Yeah.
Like Robert Ory don't get brought up in the rings. Robert got 6 rings. You know that, right?
Yeah.
6 rings. Just as many as Kobe.
Does he have more, or is it 6?
No, he might have 7.
I started saying
Because he got one at the Spurs.
He might have 7.
He might have 7 rings. Never get brought up in it, just like EJ. EJ a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Never get brought up as the best running back. And to me, he better than a lot of guys. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
If I told you right now, pick between Curtis Martin
Okay.
or Adrian James, who you pick?
Well, Curtis was really good.
Yeah, he wasn't Adrian James. He wasn't Adrian James. I'm sorry.
That's a tough one.
He not EJ.
That's a tough one, man. I had to think about that.
No, you ain't no think about that. You choose Adrian James right now.
Okay, it's EJ.
I've been saying it's EJ right now, man. Come on, man. EJ was their boy.
Do you think Jeremiah could fall to Washington? Because I keep reading the Titans are not going to let him go past.
This is what I'm hoping. Coach Robert Saleh, a defense's guru.
Yes.
He can't pass on a Fred Warner clone, which is Sonny Styles. Okay. I don't see him. I can see him battling right now with the GM.
That's what I was going to say. What does he want versus what does the brass want?
All right, check this out. If I just got Cam Ward,
okay,
which they have,
yep,
my first job should be protecting him. Who protects him better, a left tackle or a running back?
Well, left tackle.
Left tackle. So you got that argument to get them away from Jeremiah Love.
Mm-hmm.
We need a left tackle, dude. All right, well, if I ain't going to take the left tackle, I'm going to take the best defensive player because I'm a defensive coach.
As soon as you said Robert Saleh, you got quiet like we're in church. Robert Saleh.
Yeah, I love Robert Saleh, by the way.
Open it up to the New Testament.
That's all I'm saying. He going to be like, should I protect my quarterback?
Right.
Or should I get my quarterback of my defense? I think this way he going to be torn.
Yeah.
As much as everybody stamping Jeremiah Love to the Titans, I don't look at Saleh saying that's going to make my team overall better than a left tackle.
No, that's fair.
And don't forget, if they go Miami left tackle, him and Cam Ward just played together. That's so true. Cam Ward go vouch for it.
That's true.
All right.
Ohio State, I hate to mention this, and I will say it again.
Do it.
Last year, when OSU was making that run, when they were making their run in the playoffs in college football, there were so many people here who decided they were graduates of Ohio State.
Oh, London Fletcher. ain't even been on the campus. Ain't been on the campus. Oh, Old State. That's it.
I was like, wait a second. How many people actually graduated from Ohio State here?
Not many. All right, that's all I'm saying. Old State just got one of them fan bases where it's very much Dallas Cowboys. To where people jump on the bandwagon when things are good.
Well, if you're from Ohio, that's the team.
No, that's the team.
That's the team.
That's
it's
the
Buckeyes.
Team. No, Buckeye run everything, which I still don't know what a Buckeye is.
It's plant, right? Poisonous nut, Buckeye, plant.
I don't know. Listen, it's a couple of mascots I don't have a clue what they are.
Yeah.
A Buckeye is one of them. I've been trying to figure it out, what it is. I know as a real person, I have never ran into a Buckeye in my human life. So I don't know what it is.
Let's pay some bills while we figure this out. Commanders fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of Hail to the Commanders and here to help you experience all the action. From football to funk and any other live events at Northwest Stadium, SeatGeek has the tickets. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders and Northwest Stadium. And huddle up, Commanders fans. The Commanders Golden Pass raffle, operated by the Virginia Lottery, gives you the chance to win the ultimate fan experience. Tickets, VIP treatment, special appearances by Washington legends, and so much more. Limited tickets available, so hop on the information superhighway, valottery.com/commanders, and enter the raffle today. That is valottery.com/commanders, and break.
Speaking of tickets,
Yes.
I'm going to have to get some tickets to the Usher Raymond, Chris Brown, R&B.
I saw that.
R&B. I'm going to have to get some tickets to that one.
If you love R&B, I mean, how could a great name for that?
First of all, two of the best performers of our lifetime. Like, they are both not just singers.
Was Usher on rollerblades? Who was
water skates.
Roller skates. The Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, he's on roller skates.
He
for
loves
sure.
roller skates. That's his thing.
Yeah, that was pretty iconic.
But they are
Does he roller skate all the time in the ATL?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But they
kinda
are
obsessed with
performers. They're not just, I'm finna get up here and give you this voice. They are, this finna be a show for like 3 hours long.
And I agree with that. Like, you just don't get like true pop star type performances anymore. Like true stars who can sing, dance, do it all. Like, you don't
See,
get concerts
Beyonce
like that.
gives that.
Beyonce does. Like, those are experiences from shows. I can't tell you how many concerts I go to, and I'm like, I guess I wasn't expecting you to dance, but I was expecting more of a presence.
No, you expecting a performance.
Yeah.
And these two gonna be competing against each other to see who's the best.
That's going to be great.
That's
I
gonna
will be very
the
jealous.
show of all shows.
It's going to be great.
If you got a boo thing, you better take her. Because if you don't take her, somebody else will. If
you got a boo thing.
No, listen.
It's true, though.
If you got a boo thing, you better take her to this one.
Also, do not forget, draft show, Thursday night, Northwest Stadium. We're all going to be there. It's going to be awesome coverage from start to finish. X, YouTube, Facebook starts at 7 o'clock. Hit the notification bell on YouTube to remind yourself. Like and subscribe. Okay, now it's time for a game that Anna, of course, the creative and talented Anna, has come up with, and it's called You Better Believe It. Anna, what's the inspiration here?
Well, I would like to shout out Madison in our social department.
Okay.
Madison gifted a good group of us a bunch of fake butters, and I didn't know what to do with my butter. And it actually smells like butter if you've smelled it.
It smells kind of gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
But
Gross.
she gifted everybody butters because she had so many. And then producer Jason and I were talking. We're like, there's got to be something you can do with butter. And so I thought it'd be fun to do a segment called You Butter Believe It. And I'll give some draft takes, some that I took from this ESPN story talking about Mel Kiper's most recent mock draft. And we could say, you better believe it or you better not.
Oh,
Well,
or
they
you butter
they
not.
better be glad. They better not be glad that Mel Kiper ain't telling fortunes because he has came up with some terrible.
Wasn't it last year? Remember when he got so heated about Shador?
Yeah.
Like falling in the draft, like losing his mind. It was crazy.
Well, okay, these are derived from some
okay.
Mel Kiper takes. I'm not saying they are, but okay. First one. Jeremiah Love is the most valuable non-quarterback in the draft.
He's most definitely the best offensive weapon, best running back. Ain't no receiver on his level. Kenyon Sadiq as a tight end could be on his level. That's about it. Offensive lineman, I don't see a Chris Samuels in this draft. He might be. You better believe it.
You better believe
You
it.
better believe it.
I'm going to say you better believe it.
Better believe it.
I'm going to say this as many times as I can. I mean, he is, I'm not going to say generational, but when it comes to running backs, it's hard to find a weakness in his game, and there's a reason why he's being discussed as this guy is a top 5 pick. It's rare, but he's a rare talent.
Running backs come to the league ready.
Yes, they do.
I'm sorry.
And if you get him this early, you get him in his prime already.
You get him in his prime.
Yes.
So I'm sorry. Running backs come out of the womb ready to play football. That's what they do.
All right. Next. Hold on. Next one I have. The Dallas Cowboys are going to try to trade up for an elite defender.
You better believe it.
You better believe it. They want David Bailey, I think.
You think so?
They want David Bailey to stay in the state of Texas. You know how y'all is about y'all Texans. Y'all, they want David Bailey to put on whatever number in the Cowboys jersey. They would love to have Arvell Reese. Yeah, that's a Jerry thing to do.
They're going to go get Sonny Styles, I'm telling you. Because if they're going to get Bailey, like Bailey could go, he could go to the Jets at 2 if they go defense. For them to get someone like Bailey, they're going to have to give up way too much, but they can trade up just enough. I believe it's with Cleveland is what we're seeing projected. And then all of a sudden they get a guy like Styles. Regardless, they're going to trade up and get somebody.
I've been saying they win regardless.
Yeah.
They win regardless, but what are you going to give up? That's going to be the question.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to give up some stuff to move up. Either player, picks, you're going to have to give up something. What are you willing to give up to get the player that you want? That's going to be the question. I better not believe it.
Better not. All right, next. The Jets and Steelers are going to pass on Ty Simpson at 16th and at 21st.
I think they are.
You better believe it.
I think the
Sorry.
the Jets.
I can't help myself.
No,
You better believe it.
I think the Jets are actually patiently waiting for next year's draft for a quarterback.
You know,
I think that's why they went and got Geno.
I mean, I think you're right. I'm going to say you better not. You better don't.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, is that I'm with you. I think they're both waiting. At the same time, you know how it is with these teams when there's a quarterback right there.
Just
and
inching.
They get the trigger finger, they get itchy, and they overdraft, and they have a hard time staying patient because you never know what's going to happen from year to year. I'm going to say you better not.
Yeah. I just don't see them doing it.
I don't think it's smart, but I think they might pull the trigger.
I see the Pittsburgh Steelers grabbing a quarterback like Taylor Green from Arkansas, the one that ran the 4.3 40, that's 6'5", and putting him and letting him develop, and then maybe taking a quarterback next year. I don't see people going crazy about Ty Simpson, but we see it every year.
Yeah.
The quarterback position just does that. He a coach's kid, and plus he going to probably blow away like any interview that you put him in.
Right.
Because he's going to be very good at the chalkboard. I just don't believe, me as a GM, Fred Peters, I do not
Fred Peters.
Oh my
I
gosh.
do not take quarterbacks that only started 1 year.
Overall, he's played in 15 games. That's nothing in college.
I don't take quarterback. Yeah. The only quarterback that I thought killed it in 1 year and ended up being a hell of a quarterback was Cam Newton.
And Cam had also been around a little bit, too.
but Cam had already played for Florida.
Right.
So, but what I'm saying is, I don't believe Mark Sanchez is that lesson of 1 year quarterbacking. I don't like my quarterbacks to only start 1 year. I ain't got enough homework on you.
Well, okay, that brings us to our last take. Was despite having only started one season in college, Ty Simpson is a better quarterback than Fernando Mendoza.
Lies. You better not.
You better not.
Listen to me. You better not ever think.
And it's so happy that you dropped that.
Yeah, you so happy. I'm just saying, you can never say that Ty Simpson, especially if you look at his last 4 games of the season, terrible. Then the guy that just win the national championship.
Also, do you see Ty Simpson? He was on, this is a couple days ago, I think it was, where he was on a podcast and he was talking about how, when we faced Indiana in the Rose Bowl, like I knew everything they were going to do, and he got hurt early on, but we knew everything they were going to do, and they just really didn't give us a lot of different looks. They didn't mix up their coverages. And so Indiana's defensive coordinator comes out, and he's like, we knew everything you were going to do, and you didn't execute, which is why we shut you down.
Yeah.
You know?
I love it.
Yeah, I mean.
I love it. Like now, it used to be this thing where people would say stuff in the stratosphere and it'll just seep on out. Now people are answering no, you lying.
Crazy.
We beat you and we beat you bad. All right, that's what it was. The better team won. I'm not mad. I got an SEC bias. Yes, I do. All right? That's just who I am. But the Big Ten been better the last couple of years. Yeah. And I'm not afraid to say that. The Big Ten has been better, and it's because of the Ty Simpsons of the world.
Yeah. Fernando is number 1.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's not even close.
It's not even close.
It's not close. You better not.
You better not.
Time.
I got a new laptop in case everybody's wondering why I'm having all these technical difficulties, and so I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, you did go to Boulder.
Gentlemen. Oh, excuse me, Anna. I apologize. Fred, Mr. Jenkins, Anna, my dear. Listen, man, I got a question for you. So, I've been hearing a lot of people talking about trade back, so forth and so on, talking about dropping back to 15 and yada, 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 right? Look, now this is me thinking out loud. If I'm wrong, y'all tell me. Y'all probably know more about the NFL than I do, especially Snoop. Jinx, no slight to you at all, but
You
Snoop did play.
You
I'm
true.
just saying.
Very true.
If Commanders trade back to 15, right? Just hypothetical. If they trade back to 15, and then the Vikings offer us to trade and say they want to come up to 15, and then we want them, and then we gonna move back to 18, because who we really had our eye on wasn't quite there. And then we know whoever it is that we got our eye on now, we know we can get them at 18 instead of 15, and we can go ahead and gain up on some draft capital and keep it pushing. Cool, right? So the Vikings, y'all want to come up and get the 15th pick. Why am I giving you anything other than the 15th pick? Like a lot of these folks in these mock drafts keep talking about, oh well, we got to give them a 7th pick to make it even better. Nah, dog, I'm good where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
You want to come up? I don't want to go down.
Yeah.
But you want to come up. So if you want to come up, you gonna pay the price plus tax.
Mm-hmm.
It's America. Welcome. It is what it is. Like I'm not giving up nothing extra. I'm not giving you no 7th. I'm not giving you no 6th. I'm not giving you no 5th. No. I got first round 15 pick. You gonna give me whatever it is that you gonna give me, whatever it is that we agreed to. I'm not giving you nothing to sweeten the pot. What you getting is what you gonna get. That's what you called for, right? So that's what you're gonna get. I'm not giving up nothing else. I'm not giving up no 7th. I'm not giving up no 6th. No, sorry, can't help. Second thing,
Like they say down south, go on get.
Go on get. Chomsky married, right? Let's worst case scenario, we don't get Jeremiah Love. Even if we do get Jeremiah Love, don't matter.
Yeah.
Man, can y'all please, Snoop especially, can you please reach out to Marshall Falk, the Damian Thomas, and have them help that young man on how to play the game? Because to me, he looks, his running style, the way he plays looks very similar to them. I'm not saying he is them. I'm not confused. I'm just saying the playing style is very similar to them. I can see him evolving to something somewhere in that category.
I like that.
You understand what I'm saying? If you could please flex your NFL muscle, your NFL brotherhood, your NFL fraternity-ness, and have them talk to him, my God, I feel like it could do wonders for his game. Thank you. Appreciate y'all taking my time. Hails to the Commanders. Let's get it.
Yep.
Amen.
LaDainian is my classmate. I could reach out to LaDainian and see can he talk to old Dollar Bill. That might be a good mentorship
It'd
right
be fun
there.
to have him on to talk about Bell.
That would be awesome.
How
Yeah,
about
most
that?
definitely. I had to reach out to him. And by the way, he's right. I'm not paying that toll. I'm not giving you a 6, 7. I know Phil. I don't know if you done rent up the Greenway lately, a 267 toll road, but the toll don't lower just because you're in a car and I'm in a truck. The toll price is the toll price. That's how much it costs to get on this road.
Right.
All right? And that's what it is. No, I'm not giving you anything. If you coming up and I'm going down, I'm getting the collateral. I'm getting the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you anything. Right? So no.
And also, I don't think, and even AP said as much last week, of course, things can change, but I don't see this team trading back. I just feel like there's too much time. But who knows?
I don't know.
I just think they're going to stay at
if
7 and get a
somebody
guy.
call that phone with the right number,
Yeah.
let's just say, I'm going to give you 18 and my second round pick. That'd probably be enough to get us to move. Especially if the player that you eyed is gone.
Yeah. That's going to be what it is. Like,
Yeah.
if the draft board is set in such a way where everyone we wanted or who we thought had value at 7 is gone,
And that we don't feel like who we drafting is worth
and
that
we
7.
need picks, then maybe you look at
Yeah.
it.
Now it's time to wheel and deal. And you ain't got but a couple minutes because they took a minute off of the between picks.
Yeah.
So now the first round is shorter. I think it used to be 5 or 10. How many minutes? Whatever it used to be, now it's a minute shorter.
It used to be, did it used to be like 15 minutes or something crazy?
Yeah. But now it's a minute shorter. So, yeah, you're going to have to get the wheeling and dealing. You got to know who you're dealing with before your pick comes.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. I don't remember.
All right.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm looking it up. It's been shortened to 8 minutes. Previously, teams had 10.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been shortened to 8 minutes. So
I love it.
So you talking about, we'll be picking in about an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a wheel and deal.
Oh, man, it's going to be exciting. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, and now Logan is here to help us preview the draft. Just a few days away. We're going to be there on Thursday night
I
at
have
Northwest
no clue
Stadium.
why.
Yeah, why?
Because I am the draft guru.
Oh.
He just crowned me
took 10
last
seconds
week.
to go there.
So you know why, Fred? Because I just finished my big board, horizontal and vertical board, 100 prospects. You can check it on the website. That's why. Because did you do one?
Oh, listen, my big board is in here. All right, my big board is forever, always change.
Yeah, I'm trying to share
And
with the
diagonal.
people.
Diagonal.
Mine goes horizontal, diagonal, all over the place.
You know our guy Jeremy Green, who was
I
on
do know Jeremy Green. I
Drive
love
to the
Jeremy.
Gra- I talked to him yesterday on the phone. He said he did his 500-person big board. So to get to a 500-person big board, you have to watch probably close to 800 players.
500 won't even be getting drafted.
He's got UDFAs.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, there are people that are in on this draft thing.
No, draft has taken its own identity. Like, it's its own thing. And think about it. I think the draft is rated high as some football games. It captures people's imagination.
Because it's about optimism. It's about hope. It's about the future. And it's and the other thing that I love about American football and the way we've set it up is you can follow that player from basically Pop Warner now,
all
the way to the league.
Yes.
Right?
So you're watching us grow.
Yeah.
You're watching us mature. And it's a story to be told. And the draft day is the beginning of the NFL part of the story. And everybody wants to know, is we going to get that Lawrence Taylor this weekend? Like, that's what everybody wants to know.
Also, the growth is remarkable and sort of speaks to how popular the NFL is. Like, we were joking last week, it used to be like a bunch of dudes in a room like, just grab a Reno.
Yeah.
They have some sort of cardboard, display. And now, thousands upon thousands, will converge upon Pittsburgh. Next year, it's going to be here in D.C. Like, it's a whole event now,
That
which
DC
has
thing's gonna
coincided
be
with the growth
crazy.
of the NFL.
No, the draft here
It's going to be crazy.
is because guess what? We're a central location. Think about this. Baltimore right down the street.
Okay.
Carolina's not far. Pittsburgh's not far. New York Jets, New York Giants, Buffalo Bills. These are all driving range.
And no offense to the great Pittsburgh and Detroit and Green Bay. There's like actual other reasons to come to this city.
Yeah.
No
No,
offense.
this city is prepared to take on all of those people, all 32 teams coming to the nation's capital. It just feels right.
I want to hear Kayla's take. She's from Pittsburgh.
Now,
I bet she would argue in a big
Lower
way.
Upton. It's guaranteed to be dark and rainy in Pittsburgh this weekend while guys are up there crying because their name got called. Guess what? Fernando Mendoza said, Pittsburgh, I'm going to stay at home with my family. All right, that's the same thing that I would have said if y'all told me it was in Pittsburgh. I'm going to stay home with my family.
So you're talking about your draft board.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, if you look back at the start of your draft prep process to now, is there a player who has really changed your opinion of him based on what you've looked at, what you've seen?
That's a really good question. I think like they've all moved around a little bit. I think when you have to like go through and like actually rank them, because I used to do it the way Fred did it. Like kind of had some notes and some pieces of paper with some stuff on it. But when you have to go like, is this player better than this player? A good example is like Francis Maui Noah. Like when I got down to like the tackle from Miami, when I got down to the brass tacks, I think he's a really good player. He's going to be a good pro. But like I was like, oh, he's in the same category as like, Campbell from last year or Membu from last year. Like but then you get into it and it's like, oh, his footwork isn't that tight. He leans when he punches. He's kind of a top heavy build. Yeah. Probably going to move to guard. Like, where do you take that guy? So he was my third best player. And then after kind of going through the process, I was like, he's my 10th best player. Okay. And so he's still like a really good player. And he's going to be awesome for whatever team that
You just saw
gets him.
some cracks in arm.
Yeah. And so like that's kind of how you go through the process. Another guy that rose a ton for me was the tight end from Vanderbilt, Eli Stowers.
You've been loving Stowers since this thing
He's
started.
former quarterback, right?
He's former quarterback, but like to Fred's point, like I thought he was going to go in like the 60s, but the more I watched him and the more I kind of like followed the offseason process, I was like, man, this guy could play receiver in the league. And he's classified as a tight end. And so like he is an offensive playmaker. He's got some of the same feel and nuance that like Brock Bowers does. And why aren't we talking about him as a first-round player? And so it's just kind of that whole ebb and flow of going through the process and getting to know the players.
Is it a group let's say cornerbacks, safeties, offensive linemen, interior linemen, is it a group that you felt was lacking at the beginning of your studies that you said, no, this group is deeper than we thought? 'Cause for me, it was cornerback.
Yeah.
Like, at first I thought it was all about the top two guys, but as I started to study, no, it gets a lot deeper than people think.
I think corner's a good one. I think center was a kind of sneaky one for me. Like, as I get through and you're like, oh, like what I kind of do is like you get a list and you kind of like Connor Lew from Auburn. You're
Auburn,
like,
yeah.
Oh man, he's not as good as I thought. Then you're watching Logan Jones from Iowa. You're like, this guy's pretty good. You watch the guy from Kansas State. Oh, this guy's better. And then there's a couple offensive linemen that are going to convert to center. You're like, actually, like in the third round, fourth round, fifth round,
not?
you could probably get. Slaughter from Florida. You can probably get a starting caliber player that's going to make this group make your group a lot better. So that was one that kind of snuck up on me because initially I was like, man, I don't know. There's maybe one or two guys, but I finish it up and there's probably 8 guys that I'd be like, oh yeah, if in a pinch you could play in the league. So.
Yeah, and I got to ask you this too, like, because there's always guys that we got the top 10 guys, and everybody automatically think the top 10 guys going to be future Hall of Famers and all this, blah, blah, blah. Is it anybody from 15 to 60 that we're overlooking? Because I think Banks from Florida,
so
Caleb Banks.
But so I don't know if you're up so he's one of the freakiest dudes in the entire draft.
He's huge.
But he's broken his foot again.
Yeah.
He broke his foot last year. And usually when guys who are 330, 340 pounds and are built the way he is and they have foot issues, like I could see him taking a slide. But definitely one of the most talented players. And I think he's number 40 for me, like on the nose, because really, really talented, but man, just worry about the health there for him.
And a guy like Kendrick Falk. Like the upside is just.
So that was a funny one. You were talking about like ranking players. So I got into Kendrick Falk and I was like, he's probably from a production standpoint, probably in the 20s, 20 to 35 range. I think he was like 18 for me when it was all said and done. Like just because the length, the athleticism, the feel against the run. And I think it also speaks to the draft.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I know exactly what you are. You're going to be a good pro.
Yeah.
And then you start going down the list, man, and it gets this year was tough to put the board. Like last year was easy.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of like did itself. This year I was like, this guy, like, what's the projection? What's this guy going to do? This guy's got short arm. And all of a sudden you're like, Keldrick Falk's the guy I have a ton of confidence in.
It's no shortcomings with him. He's Calais Campbell all over again.
I think that's a good comp.
So when you're measuring talent versus injury history, I don't know if there's a player that applies to more in this draft than
Jordan Tyson.
Like his ceiling
Jordan
is
Tyson, wide receiver.
stupid.
Yeah.
But he was injured about a third of the games in college. So at what point do you say, here we are, we got to take a risk and take this guy because he's too talented not to?
I had him, I think it was like 25 or 26 on my board.
Tyson?
Yeah, but I put him in my note that I write in there for him. I said, like, he's a top 10 player in the draft.
Yeah.
He's that good. It's just like, this is where like me and Fred sitting where we're sitting and just in general, the whole media, like, I don't know what the medical actually looks like.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen an MRI. I haven't seen an X-ray. You're just hearing people kind of spurt stuff out. And there's going to be one team that's like totally fine.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. But there's also a bunch of teams that are going to have him off the board.
Yeah.
So where's that team that doesn't care picking? Sounds like Kansas City at 10. So is he going to go top 10 or whatever? They're 9, whatever they are.
I think Jamon McCoy is I'm starting to hear something about his knee.
Yeah, that it's not 100%. But again, this is the time of year, Fred.
Where they trying to find a reason to hate.
Well,
didn't he just blister the 40 at the combine?
Yeah. No, he did it at the pro workout.
Day.
Okay.
And so then people are like, oh, he didn't look that good in the field. So it's just funny because like if you can get a guy to slide a little bit, that helps you out, especially if you're a team picking after 15. So
how much do you see, and do you take any of that misdirection into account, or can you take anyone at face value this time of year?
The short answer is no, but there's other guys that like you trust, right? So like I've had a couple conversations with like the guys that are like I would claim like my inner circle guys that I really, really trust, and they give you stuff, and you're like, so there's a couple things that have come out in the last 24 hours that I heard about 2 weeks ago, and they were on, and I kind of was sitting on it, and you kind of like, but they know enough people, they're well connected enough that they can give you the right answers. It's just you got to trust because you talk to somebody else, and it's like that's the exact opposite of this guy, but you just got to trust your relationship.
I've been saying trust your relationship. You got to trust yourself. Like that's what you got to do. If you're a GM, like whatever you feel gut wise, you got to go with it, man. Like. Just because a guy was hurt in college don't mean he's going to be holding the pro because I can get a guy that never missed a game.
There is real information, but like Fred said, you got to kind of
weave it out.
Yeah.
You got to see, what's what. Like, I see it every year.
You need like a sieve. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we'll see.
It's like when your brother, like, tell you something, he's like, psych. Like, that's what they do to each other. You know what? His hamstrings ain't that good. I'm going to draft him at 20. Psych. Like,
I think Ty Simpson's going top 5. Psych.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's all it takes is me to talk a player up.
Yeah.
It changes the draft.
When you talk about positional value, I know we've discussed it a lot, and I feel like that definitely applies to Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs, like the two big
Sonny
names.
Styles also.
So at what point in your mind, based on what you look at, do you say, I understand the positional value
I just don't care.
is not necessarily there, but for these guys, I don't care.
So Sonny Styles and Jeremiah Love are my top, like in my first tier player, right? So they're like, I think, kind of like what you would say, like a blue chip player.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like,
I don't care.
Take the best player.
Yeah.
Because like ultimately what the draft is you want guys you can build your offense, your defense, your team around, really. And like, how do you do that? You draft good players.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, like those guys, I think are guys that you just kind of ignore it. Like we'll deal with the contract dollars and cents of it later, just because I think they're that good and the upside's that high for them.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so earlier in the show, I mean, you know we do things on this show that nobody else does.
I have no idea.
Anna came up with a great game called You Butter Believe It.
You butter. Oh, these are the
smell,
weird
too.
things that
I don't know
in the
where
office.
these things were stored.
Smell like just a toenail.
Oh, how come you guys
I'd
got all
rather
these?
smell a toenail.
Anna, why do you guys all have these? What's the deal? Social
gave out butter.
Social.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm
here's
more
a
of a
couple of-
margarine guy myself.
You butter believe it takes. And if you're so inclined and you believe it, you agree with the take, you can say, you butter believe
I butter believe it.
Yeah, but if you don't, you say, I better not believe it.
I butter not believe
Butter
it.
Yeah.
not, right.
Okay.
So the Cowboys will try and trade up for an elite defender.
I
better.
butter believe it. But that's one of those weird ones where it's like, who is number one on their board? Like if Arvell Reese fell to 6,
Yeah.
I think they trade up. If David Bailey fell to 6, I think they trade up.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs is also in that mix. But,
Yeah, I think Sonny Styles is in that mix for them to put beside Overshawn, and
But see, now I think with the Giants, this is again, now we're getting off topic, but with the Giants picking at 5 and 10,
Yeah.
I think I was like, oh, they got to go offensive line at 5, but now I think they go offensive line at 10 and they draft Sonny Styles at 5. So I think I don't think he'll even be on the board at 6 anymore.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
The Jets and Steelers are going to pass on Ty Simpson if he's available.
I butter believe it.
So you don't think the Jets with their second first round pick are the first pick in the second pick in the second round?
Yeah.
I take it Ty Simpson.
So I think that they are banking on 2027, from what I've heard. I think that's what they're leaning into. I think the team to keep an eye on in terms of trading back in is the Arizona Cardinals. I think from what I've heard, they are salivating. They're frothing at the mouth to get him. They're like, can we stay here? Do we have to trade back in?
Interesting.
That's the team I would look at.
Yeah, that's a team that I didn't bring up, but they do need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback, and I think they like him, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Final question. Jeremiah Love is the most valuable non-quarterback in the draft.
I butter not believe it. I think one of those pass rushers is going to be more valuable. to a
David
team.
Bailey.
Well, I guess you said, what was the question? again?
Non-quarterback. He's the
Yeah,
best.
I'm going to go David Bailey. I'm going to go David Bailey there. But it's close.
Even
because-
though people say he ain't as good in the run.
So this is what I tell you. He led the nation last year in tackles for loss. Okay?
So they had to be in the run
So
game.
you tell me why that's not good. And again, like there are times where he's getting thrown out the club.
That's
but
right.
There's also times where Ruben Bain's getting thrown out the club. You watch as much film of a
I
guy.
got kicked out of plenty clubs.
Everybody gets caught. Everybody gets caught, right, Fred?
Yeah.
Like you make 10 interceptions, or you're going to get mossed.
You're going to get mossed. That's just the way it is.
And so I think if you understand what he is, I think he's going to be fine for you.
Always love having Logan on the show.
I don't know why
Draft
we
time
need
is
his
here.
draft expertise when
Yeah.
I'm here. Like I always wondered this.
So just change it up, Fred.
I
You know what I mean?
I understand
will
that.
say this about you, Fred.
Yeah.
You are incredibly consistent. Like we do the draft show. We did on Drive to the Draft. We
Yeah.
had you on, you and Jeremy Green.
Yeah.
And my guy, Fred, like he's going to draft the guys that he likes.
Yeah.
Kenyon Sadiq and
No.
Jacob Rodriguez. Like
Yeah.
he is going to go through
Rodriguez. Mark,
See?
my word.
There you go.
No. Mark my word.
He is a player.
When we look, you know how you look back on drafts and
Yeah.
be like, how could this guy go this low? We're going to look back at Rodriguez and be flabbergasted how he made it to the second round. I'm telling you this now, 15-year pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, Rodriguez.
Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
All right. Do we want to move on to, I guess we'll call it 5 for 5. I don't know what the best way to
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
title this.
I did not look these up beforehand, by the way.
Okay.
I don't believe him.
Fred said he's a genius and he doesn't even need to know.
I don't.
Okay. So essentially, we have this game, and I'm going to give the guys a number pertaining to like Jayden's career, and they're going to have to guess the significance of what it is.
Okay.
So here's what I got.
All right.
And it can be from college or NFL.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first number, 606.
How many total yards he had against the University of Florida?
Close. Wait, no, that's it. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. You
Damn.
looked it up. You looked that up.
He ran an 85-yard run against Florida. He threw for 400 yards and rushed for 200.
Yeah.
Smoochstradamus.
Yeah.
Strikes again.
So he set the SEC record for total offense in a single game.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 372 passing yards and 234 rushing yards against LSU and not against LSU. For LSU against Florida in 2023. I can't read today, I guess.
That was impressive.
Okay.
All
right.
brother.
All right. Next, 91.3.
That's his
Passer rating.
his rookie year.
I think so too.
Close, but no.
It's not.
It's the highest completion percentage in a game for a rookie in the NFL
And that was
against the
who?
Bengals,
Cincinnati.
breaking the previous rookie record of 88.9% set by Dak Prescott in 2016.
Oh, Bulldog. I knew a Mississippi State Bulldog had to be somewhere in there. No, I didn't hear nothing about Texas.
I knew you'd appreciate that one.
Strays.
Okay, this one's a little more difficult.
All right.
81.2.
Now, that could be the passing percentage that he had.
This
his
could
rookie.
be a completion percentage would be too high.
That's too high.
That's too high, yeah.
That's
To
too
be
high.
passer rating on some level,
No,
right?
they could.
But then that's too low, it feels like.
Yeah, that could be his playoff passing rating.
Or percentage in completion rating in
College?
College in the playoff?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
1.2. And it's got this Cheshire cat
Yeah,
grin
it's
on
not
the
really
face.
fair. I'll tell you what it is. Is the highest completion percentage over a 4-game stretch for any quarterback in NFL history.
That's so bland. That's so
No
like,
wonder I
But he
didn't
that's
set
get
a
it.
record.
obscure.
That was
I
a
was like,
record.
how?
No, like
No.
that's so obscure right there.
I know. Okay, next one.
All right.
This one's going to be easy. 66.6.
6666.
Yeah.
The devil's number.
I know. I felt a little bad saying it. I felt a little guilty. I didn't even want to bring that vibe into the show, but
Is this his playoff percentage?
no, it was completion percentage.
Yeah.
First career. Yeah, over
Okay.
24 games. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. 33
Total touchdowns rookie season?
career passing touchdowns.
Oh.
Close.
Okay.
In the league.
Ah.
33.
All right.
Yeah. So that, I think that was 5.
And what we got, 1,169?
Got one more in here.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. That
Little
one.
bonus.
That was a bonus one in
Yeah.
case the other ones were too easy or too
That's the
difficult.
rush yards he got.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. Easy. It was too easy for you guys. What the heck?
I don't know.
Because you didn't answer the damn question.
Well, you got me with the whole. It's the highest completion percentage over a 4-game stretch for a rookie. And I was like, oh.
I know the only way you were going to get that is if you were like a computer or something. Like you were AI.
Well, Smooth started off that way. I was
Yeah,
like,
Fred was like locked
Chat
in.
GPT over
I'm
here.
going to say Fred GPT.
Oh
Fred
my
GPT,
God.
what's happening over there? It's going to be 80 degrees today.
Fremini.
Big Bear. Built by Big Bear AI.
Big Bear AI.
Mm-hmm.
Do not forget, 7 o'clock, Northwest Stadium. We're all
Draft
going to be
day.
there.
Draft day. Life-changing things are going to happen Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No
like
doubt.
families are going to be changed forever.
Yes.
It's a different day, man.
It's going to be awesome. We're going to be there live. Come join us if you can. Live on YouTube, X, and Facebook starting at 7 o'clock. That's going to do it for the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek. We're Smoot, Jinx, and Kayla making the magic happen in the back.
Next time y'all see this man, he'll be married. The Get Loud podcast was filmed at the Big Bear AI Command Center Studios. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world and proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and his fans.
The views and opinions expressed by our podcast guests and or hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Washington Commanders or any of their representatives.